Hey Sag, how's it going? I hope you are very, very well. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Madam Butterfly, and we're gonna do a general reading. You know, I'm just gonna keep pulling cards until I feel like I should stop. We're gonna see what comes out. It's probably gonna be quite a long reading, so you know, obviously you don't have to watch it all at once, right? Or you don't have to even watch the whole thing. You can just take what you need and then get going, right? You are very, very welcome here. You know, whether you are new to the channel or you're a returning subscriber, one of my lovely subscribers, you're so welcome here. And I just want to start by saying thank you for taking the time to watch the reading. I appreciate it very, very much. And hopefully the reading will resonate with you and you'll enjoy it and it'll be useful. And if that is the case, Sag, and you feel like liking and subscribing for me, I'd appreciate that very, very much. It really helps out the channel. You know, helps me be seen on YouTube. Alright, Spirit, so what would you like to say to Sag? Okay, we have the snake. You have the horse. And let's get one more. Let me just reshuffle because I'm not sure which one that was. Okay, you have the eagle. Okay, right. You have some new opportunities coming towards you. They may happen a little out of the blue. So you have the snake here. Which it talks about living according to your divine essence, right? But also this card talks about something kind of happening a little bit out of the blue. It's going to be in a good way because you have the ego card here, seize opportunities courageously. But whatever this is you're about to do, it's something new. And I feel like it's something to do with, like, literally, it's your divine essence. Like, it's something that you were destined to come here to do. It's going to be something that you're really good at. It's going to be something that really, really speaks to your soul. Expect things to change quickly though with that snake card, okay? They're saying basically be prepared. And you have this eagle, seize opportunities courageously. So now listen, because this card because this opportunity or these opportunities come a little out of the blue. Now that could be to do with love, it could be to do with career. You might happen upon a spiritual gift that you were not aware that you had. You know, you might be directed to a random course online, right? Maybe it'll pop up in an advert, or maybe you'll literally be sitting there watching TV or, you know, flicking through, I don't know, something on the internet, and you'll be reading a book and you'll be like, oh my god, I really want to do this thing. You know, go for it is what they're saying. All right, don't undermine yourself, don't talk yourself out of it. And because it is random, and it maybe does come quite fast, or it comes a bit out of the blue, don't let that throw you off, alright? Because it's destined for you. And it kind of looks like it's something to do with caring for people and showing them how to be free. You have the horse, care for others and let them be free. So you're going to be doing something where you are showing people how to be free. Now, that's a pretty broad spectrum, but it could be something, I mean, it could be, something to do with the spiritual path, like, you know, maybe giving people messages from past over loved ones, or doing tarot readings, or, you know, maybe you're going to start a Twitter page and like tell them all about the spiritual community and how to get in touch with their higher self. It could be something as practical as starting a community garden, you know, or maybe like you're particularly good at like making your own clothes. You know, maybe you're going to start showing people how to do that. Maybe you're a really good chef or really good cook, right? Maybe you're going to start a cooking class. Something like that, because all these little things, they seem small, right? But you know, if you're like a naturally good cook, because I used to be, I've only just really started learning how to cook because I was always very intimidated because I never did it, right? So when it's something that you just have a natural affinity for and you're kind of showing others how to do it, like, you might not realize how big an impact that makes on people, because For example, showing people how to grow their own food, or showing people how to cook and not, you know, buy store-bought crap that costs a fortune and is filled with chemicals and stuff. It's a big deal, you know, and it's lots of little things like that that are going to end up changing the world, right? So I feel like this is something that you're about to do. I want to say you're going to learn something for some of you as well. Like, maybe not learn something. I feel like it's something that you already know, but you might take a course to get the certificate, if you know what I mean. Or like maybe, I know there's at least one person that watches the channel who's really good at DIY. So, you know, maybe you're gonna, could be like a YouTube channel where you start showing people how to fix their house, right? Or how to build things so you don't need to buy them. What else for Sagittarius, please? Oh my god, look at that. Taking both of those. Okay, so this is definitely, these are more, I would say, the crown chakra type color, all right? So the crown chakra is the one right at the top of your head, okay? And essentially it's where all the messages from spirit come through, you know, because they kind of flow down. Think of it, I always think of it as like a hole in the top of your head, which it basically is, where like divine messages flow through, right? And like divine inspiration. So I feel like your crown chakra is open at the moment. Like, you are getting flooded with messages about what you should do and your direction and how you should be handling things. This one says mauve, enjoy clear hearing. So some of you could be clairaudient, right? Which basically means that you hear messages from spirit, okay? It could be like, for example, you know, mediums are clairaudient, right? Because when you say clairaudient, it makes it sound like you might actually hear a voice. It's not a voice, it's like in your head. It's almost like a movie playing in your head, right? But you get the sound, you know? So some of you could literally be mediums and you're able to talk to people that have passed over, you know? You might see and hear your guides. You might get very audible messages from the universe in your head, right? Like, you won't actually hear it like someone's spoken, but it'll be a voice in your head. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like a lot of you are clairaudient and you need to be listening to that, because that's where all your ideas are coming from. Some of you are mediums, you know? You also have lilac here, strengthen your faith. So I feel like you get these messages and you don't believe them, you know? Like, for example, I know not everybody watching this is going to be a medium. A lot of you might be surprised. Because Sagittarius, like I said, you are multi-talented. You're very, very talented individuals. You can basically turn your hand to anything you want. But I feel like you get these messages, like this divine guidance, a lot. Some of you, like I said, you might even be talking to the other side, you know, and then when you come back to it later, you're like, oh, I obviously made that up. That's not real. You know, it is real. It's just that you've been conditioned to think like, oh no, that's not true. Mediums are bullshit. Or like these messages that I get, like, you know, because maybe you need to learn to trust your intuition more, right? You're getting tons of messages, so you need to start listening to them because they're showing you where to go. You are not born the way that you are for no reason, right? The Sagittarius that I know, I love them. Absolutely hilarious. Bold as brass. Really, really bold. You cannot tell a Sagittarius what to do. You cannot tell them how to dress, how to think. You know, they will be themselves unapologetically. And I love that. Because that's how you're supposed to be, right? But also the Sagittarius are very caring. Like, you really care about the underdog. You really want to see everyone genuinely. You seem to really want to see everybody do well. But particularly I feel like you have an affinity for the underdog, you know? And you may have been the underdog yourself in the past. That may be why you have such a soft spot for them. But I feel like there's something that you're destined to do that kind of, it's very similar to Aries reading, which doesn't surprise me. Like, it's something that involves you being bold and truly being yourself, but also showing other people how to be free and kind of taking care of them. And like I said, whatever thing it is that you're good at, do not underestimate it. Because like, say you're good at gardening, showing people how to grow their own food is a huge deal. You know, like for people that are city dwellers and they've never grown a seed in their life, it's a big deal, right? Like if everybody started doing that, the world would be a very different place, right? Okay, what else for Sag, please? Or, you know, like if everybody knew that they could access their higher self and get these messages in, the world would be a lot more peaceful, right? Because people wouldn't be so angry and stuff. Let me just reshuffle. I feel like I dropped them. Right, what else for Sagittarius, please? Okay, you have teach. Oh my god. I'm going to reshuffle these. One more, please. You need to, in fact, I want to talk about this first. You need to have a lot more faith in yourself. You are some kind of teacher. You're going to be doing something where you teach other people. Now, she's sitting in front, this is the Hierophant in the Rider-Waite. So she's literally sitting in front of, I don't know, they look like maybe they could be children or whatever. So maybe some of you are actually going to teach children, right? But for others of you, you have some kind of skill that you're going to teach people, or it's like a general thing, like you're going to teach people how to be free. The Hierophant also talks about faith, and it's come out underneath the strengthening your faith card. The Hierophant talks about having faith in the universe, because it talks about like having open arms to accept whatever the universe is trying to give to you. So they're trying to push you towards some kind of new opportunity. Have faith that you can do it. That is what you're supposed to be doing. That's what you came, it's one of the reasons that you came here to do this, whatever it is. If they didn't think you could do it, they wouldn't have presented you with the opportunity. You have everything that it takes to do whatever this thing is. So you need to have more faith in yourself that you can do it, and more faith that this is real, like the messages you're getting are real, like what's happening to you psychically is real, right? And yeah, the Hierophant talks about like having open arms, you know, because maybe you're a bit of a control freak, like I am, you know, look what I chose to do, right? But maybe like part of this is kind of learning to let go, and that's when these new opportunities are going to come in. But I think some of you are going to end up teaching in some way. So you have the Six of Pentacles here. Giving and receiving. So it's come out underneath live according to your divine essence, the snake. See, the Six of Pentacles, it is about giving and receiving, but you know, in the Rider-Waite, like it shows a person giving things to other people. I feel like you're giving knowledge to other people, like you're giving them a way to be free, or like even to save money. Like it might be little things that you do, you know, like cooking for you know, generally saves a lot of money, right? Like it might be more initial outlay at the start, but generally once you get into it, you know, it's much cheaper than buying like a little packet of frozen lasagna that costs like £2 or whatever, right? Or like a little packet of frozen pasta that costs like, you know, something astronomical that's, you know, crap. I feel like there's a leveling up going on here though, like that Six of Pentacles, like I feel like you're leveling up. It's like to some kind of position of authority, or some kind of like manager. You're going to be in some kind of position of authority. With the Hierophant and the Six of Pentacles, it's like a manager or a teacher, or someone well respected who has a lot of knowledge. People are going to be looking up to you. In some way, because you have this knowledge. You're going to be very well respected for whatever this is you do. And I also feel like it's going to bring a lot in for you, you know, because with the Six of Pentacles, it's like that kind of when you give you receive kind of thing. So I feel like this is what you're meant to do. And you may also show people how to balance out their life more. You know, like not to depend on the system so much, or like something like this. Or it could be like, you know, you might end up working for a charity part-time, or like in the evenings you might teach an evening class for free, or you might do it online for free, like, you know, like a YouTube channel or something. Something like this. I definitely see you being some kind of teacher though, and like someone in some kind of position of respect. Like you're going to get a lot of respect because you have a lot of knowledge about something. What else for Sagittarius, please? Okay. Okay, these are supposed to be together. And we'll take that one. Okay, so you have underneath the horse, care for others and let them be free. You have the 2 of Wands, the 10 of Wands, and the 3 of Cups. So you're definitely doing something in the community with the 3 of Cups. Definitely doing something in the community. Whatever this is you're doing, like it's going to help other people grow, like really, really help them grow. You're going to help people come into their own, and by doing that, you're really going to take a burden off their shoulders with the 10 of Wands. It's something about balance, like you're showing people how to balance their life more. Yeah, like you're going to show people, you're going to be working with other people. But you're going to show people, because I'm really picking up from this 2 of Wands, like you're going to show people how to be more independent. See how they look like kind of warriors, like, you know, like you see in a movie, like at the end of Days or something, and you see that tribe that like lives in the jungle, or it lives in the abandoned car park or something. I feel like you're going to really show people how to be like a lot tougher, like a lot more independent, and like really grow, and like show them how to be free. I feel like there's really something here, like you're going to show them how to not depend on the system so much, is really what keeps coming through. And it's going to really take a lot of burden off their shoulders with the 10 of Wands. And you have the 9 of Cups here, clarifying the eagle. So seize opportunities courageously, because it's a wish come true. Whatever this is that's coming in for you now, like it's some kind of wish come true. You're gonna, it's gonna make you really, really happy, and it's because this is what you're supposed to be doing. Well, it's one of the things that you're supposed to be doing. Hold on a second, Sag. I'm sorry, I just dropped a bunch of cards on the floor. I'm actually going to go into a different deck, and I'm going to come back to this one. Okay. What else for Sag, please? Oh yeah, here we go. Once you acknowledge your self-worth, your confidence will soar. See how it's kind of purpley as well? And it's come out underneath this enjoy clear hearing, like enjoy clear hearing, the crown chakra. Once you acknowledge your own gifts, like once you acknowledge these kind of messages that you get, for some of you this is about being a medium, or it's about transferring like messages that you get from spirit into something else. And once you acknowledge that it's real, it's going to really help you with your confidence, because I feel like you kind of doubt yourself. Like you get a lot of these messages in, you know, like maybe you get a message coming through like, oh, you should totally start a YouTube channel about like how to cook, or you should totally start like a community garden, or like you should, I don't know, take a class to learn how to sew or something, and you're like, no, like I wouldn't be able to do that, like that's a stupid idea. But I feel like once you acknowledge these messages that you're getting, you're gonna realize how good you are at stuff and like how important your contributions are, and it's gonna make you a lot more confident. You have so many messages coming in, like I can't even, you are so connected to the divine, like I can't even tell you. Okay, let's go into, I want to get one of these. Expectations. Don't seek anyone's approval. And it's a number 3 card as well. So you may be feeling like, I don't know, you may feel like a bit of a weirdo. Like maybe not a lot of your friends are into kind of spiritual stuff, or like, I don't know, maybe you have people around you that tell you like, or you know, they try to undermine you in some way, like, you know, maybe you're really good at cooking and they sort of try and undermine you a little bit or something like that. Don't seek anyone's approval for what you're about to do, okay? Listen to your messages that are coming through. Do not listen to anyone else, because I feel like you're getting very, very clear messages about what you're supposed to do now. And there might be people in your life that are like, oh, I don't think you should do that. Like, that's a bit out there. That's a bit risky. Like, you don't have to seek anyone's approval. And you have potion, remember to practice self-love. So Scorpio, I think, had that as well. Like, remember to put yourself first. You know, remember to make time for yourself. Do what you want to do. Do not seek anyone else's approval. Do what you want to do. And you know, I know it can be a little difficult to branch out from people at first, but don't tell them is an easy option. If you can get away with not telling them, don't tell them, right? Like all these manifestations, one of the easiest ways to manifest is to not tell anyone what you're doing. Because once you've told people, you know, it just takes like a little comment, like, oh, I don't think that's a good idea, or like, oh, that's a bit of a crazy thing to do, to kind of undermine you, right? So the best thing to do at the start is to just not tell anyone what you're doing. Let them guess, right? If they're not going to support you, let them guess what you're doing. You don't have to tell everyone everything. Okay, what else for Sagittarius, please? You have the Queen of Pentacles. Nurture yourself and those you love. The ability to make anything more beautiful. Practical and wise advice. Yeah. I feel like you're going to be... There's a couple of things here. Like for some of you, you have some kind of talent that like makes the world more beautiful, right? Like gardening or cooking or designing or making clothes or building things, that I feel like you're going to be giving this knowledge to other people. I feel like you're going to be teaching them. You also have practical and wise advice. So it could be something more esoteric than that. Like some of you might be very heavily into the spiritual community and you have a lot to say about it because you get a lot of, you know, like you have a lot of knowledge about it. You're going to be teaching other people. Yeah. I also think it's going to make you money. Excuse me, Sag. Whatever this is you're doing, I do think it's going to make you money. But I feel like that's probably not the reason that you go into it. I feel like you go into it because you have like all this extra energy that like needs an outlet, basically. You have the 5 of Pentacles. The Five of Ariel. That's interesting, it's come out underneath the Five of Pentacles, sorry, the Six of Pentacles. So whatever this is you're doing is actually going to bring you more money. And I also feel like, I don't know, maybe some of you are not becoming more involved in the community. I feel like it's going to kind of bring you in from the cold. Because you might, some of you might be, I don't know, like between friend groups or something like that at the moment, or recently you've maybe spent, like you've kind of seen yourself spending more time alone. But I feel like once you get into whatever this is, like you're going to have a lot more friends, you're going to find a community. But I also think whatever this is going to bring you more money. And like I said, I don't think you go into it for the money, but it's like forever going to take you out, like take you out of maybe worrying about money, because you're leveling up in some way. It's like this skill that you almost don't realize you have, that you're going to learn, is very, very valuable to other people. So it will give you the money that you need to support yourself basically forever. So if you're someone that's kind of struggled with money, I feel like that's going to be a thing of the past once you get into this. And you have the Nine of Cups and the Queen of Wands. So you're a very, very strong personality, all right? You are charming, you're passionate, you're very, you know, you're very, very smart. The ability to attract helpful people, so the ability to attract people, because you're very warm and because you're very, like, Sagittarius are always very pleasant to be around because you're funny and you're warm, and like you always have something interesting to say, and you're always doing something interesting, and you're like multi-talented. You know, I feel like people, you probably don't realize how much people are actually just fascinated by you just because of it, just because it's you, right? And you also, I feel like Sagittarius usually have a pretty strong sense of self, which also helps with that, because people always really like to be around someone that has a strong sense of self, because it's very comforting to be around. And I think because you have this kind of very strong personality, people are going to be very, very drawn to you. And you're going to become some kind of figurehead, or like some kind of, it's like some kind of leader, where you show people like you don't need to do what everyone else is doing. Like you can be free. Like I can show you how to be free. Like I can show you how to get in touch with your higher self and become happy. Like I can show you how to not seek approval from other people. I can show you how to like grow your own food and like, you know, make your own whatever. You're very, very, like, you're going to be some kind of leader here. And you have the night. What this is actually putting me in mind of is like, you're almost like a snake charmer. Like that person's almost putting me in mind of like someone who's kind of hypnotic. I feel like you're almost hypnotic at the moment. And you will continue to be, you know, but I feel like it's because you're getting into this place of you're actually starting to listen, or when you do start to listen to your intuition, like these messages that are coming through, it's going to make you a lot more confident. And it's going to lead you to, you know, have a lot more self-love, put yourself first. Excuse me, Sag, and you won't be seeking anyone's approval. So you're going to be basically unstoppable. But also, like, I feel like once you let the real you come out, you're going to realize just how charming you are, because Sagittarius are so charming. Like, you guys are so, so charming. And you're almost going to have like it's almost like a cult following. Honestly, like with this Queen of Wands here and this, I just feel like you're so like alluring. And it's not to do with love. This is to do with something else. I mean, I'm sure you'll find love as well, you know, probably when you start getting more confident, or like maybe that's already coming towards you, but you know, this is not a love reading. So I just feel like you're really moving into like, you're going to be so alluring and so confident. You're going to attract so many, like, I want to say followers. You know, like if you're actually going into teaching, like teaching children, I feel like the children are just going to love you, you know, and I feel like the teachers are going to love you because you're going to have lots of new ideas and like new ways of doing things. Because Sagittarius always do. It's just when you're not listening to yourself, you know, it tends to get a bit you're not quite as like unshakable, right? But when you start listening to yourself, you're going to be really, really powerful, right? Okay. Cool. Okay. Oh, that's funny. They came out. Oh my god, that's wild. Spirit is so funny. Right, you have I think I'm saying this right. Tau Setians. I think I'm saying that right. Resilient, bold, and sassy. Okay, which is Sagittarius energy, but it's come out with this card behind it, the short grays, timid, misunderstood, shy. Okay, and it came out underneath it like that, right? So I feel like on the surface, you know, you're very kind of sassy, right? Very bold, very sassy. You know, like this is very Sagittarius energy, you know, like funky clothes, like, you know, always look interesting, right? In a good way, you know, like maybe like an interesting haircut, or like, you know, just very like different to look at, very interesting, like very bold, always something to say. Do you know what I mean? Something funny, like firing back to people, like always some, you know, like you would never deliberately go for people, but like woe betide anyone that comes for you, right? But underneath that, I feel like you have this kind of, you know, you're like shy, like a bit timid, right? But you don't let a lot of people see that, okay? But I feel like more and more, the more that you start listening to these messages that come through, and there's actually a really good line from Harry Potter that I don't think this is a spoiler. Dumbledore says it to Harry. He's like, yes, it's in your head, but why on earth would that mean it's not real, right? So, you know, once you start to listen to what's going on, like in your third eye, or like these messages that are coming through, or even for some of you, maybe you're talking to deceased people, right? Maybe you're a medium and you're poo-pooing it. You're like, that's not real. I'm making that up. You're not, okay? And once you start to acknowledge this more and more, I feel like this sassier side is just going to keep coming out, and this like timid, shy part of you is just going to be like a distant memory. You know what I mean? Okay, I'm going to get one more from this deck. Yeah, it's also come out underneath this eagle, like seize opportunities courageously, because whatever this is coming towards you, it's a dream come true. So you have to be bold, all right? Also, you have to be maybe resilient, because, you know, maybe it won't work out right away, okay? That's probably going to be one of your, you know, because if it doesn't work out right away, then there's a reason, okay? It's because they're trying to make you more confident, or they're trying to get you to listen to your intuition more, or they're trying to get you to do something. There'll be a lesson in there. Doesn't mean it's not meant for you. It just means that there's something else you have to do before it succeeds, right? Yeah. Something very, very creative. You're going to be doing something very creative. It says, harness your creativity, excitement, and harness your creativity, excitement, and enthusiasm, and great things will happen. See all that fire? You have so much fire in you, and it needs an outlet, you know, because you might also be kind of frustrated. I don't know, maybe like sometimes you feel kind of angry, or you feel like you have all this energy and there's nowhere to put it, like, because even physical energy will not, you know, because they say like if you're feeling like really frustrated, or like you've got a lot of energy, like go for a walk or do some exercise or something. But if this is creative, spiritual energy trying to come out, physical activities will not be the proper outlet. You will need, I mean, I'm not saying don't exercise, continue to exercise, but you will also need a different outlet for that, you know, because it's going to be different for different people. Like for some of you, this is like a spiritual talent that you have. For others of you, it's more practical, but equally as important. For some of you, it might be both, because whatever the thing is, if it's a more practical gift, it has been given to you by God so that you can show people the way, so that you can show people freedom, the way out of the system, right? Because this is the way out of the system. Lots of little people learning new skills and coming together, right? So don't underestimate anything, any talent that you have, because it's been given to you for a reason, right? Like Gordon Ramsay, right? You know, maybe when he was younger, he was like, well, not, he has a talent for swearing. But you know, maybe when he was younger, he was like, oh, like, you know, I seem to be pretty good in the kitchen. Like maybe, you know, what would have happened if he hadn't followed that, right? Because, you know, Gordon Ramsay is like an inspiration for a lot of people. And, you know, I know he has a foul mouth and maybe not everyone likes him, but, you know, he's taught a lot of people how to cook. Like he's maybe kind of excited that particular talent in a lot of people that wouldn't have tried otherwise, you know. And I know maybe like a lot of the things that he's done are not great, but that was just an example I was giving, okay? But you definitely have a lot of creativity. You're about to do something great, like you really are. Whatever this is, you're really, really good at it. It could be multiple things, because like I said, Sagittarius are very multi-talented. You have the root chakra card, Discovery. This card is about self-discovery, I think. Let me just grab the book here. Okay. Like discovering a gift is actually the first thing that I wanted to say when I saw this. Like you're discovering a gift that you have. Or like, I feel like you already know you're good at it. It's just that you kind of don't think it would hold value for other people. It's just something that you do that you're really good at. But I think you're going to start to be like, oh, I should be sharing this with people because I'm really good at this. In the past, you may not have been fully prepared to face facts. Being willing to take the journey, regardless of the outcome, will prove rewarding. Get ready to carry a commitment through to completion. I am more than I think I am. A readiness for a new adventure, a willingness to venture into uncharted territory, a new level of self-care. Yeah, you're more than you think you are, Sag. There's some kind of new adventure coming towards you. And I want to say it's like you've discovered like a talent that you have. It's like self-discovery. You're going on like a journey of self-discovery here. Oh my god, you're gonna have so many followers, or like people are gonna be so into this, whatever it is you're doing, like you're gonna be so good at it. And I think you're gonna be very well known for it. You have Miracle. So this is, you have, this is the solar plexus card. So the solar plexus is all about I can. I think for some of you, like you have this gift or some kind of gift that you've kind of almost been blocking out because you were kind of worried about like what people thought or something like that for some of you. And you're like letting it out. Because the root chakra is all about I have. So it's like I have this gift, I have this. And then Miracle is like I can. So it's like having the confidence and the motivation to go after what you want, especially because it's coming out underneath this self-love thing. Because the solar plexus chakra is about self-love. It's about confidence. It's about having the faith in yourself that you can accomplish things and do things. you know, rather than like, oh, I'm not gonna go for that because like I don't think I'd be very good, like who am I to teach other people, you know, I can't even like organize myself. Like, give yourself more credit. You know, you don't have to be perfect every day to be valuable. Do you know what I mean? Everybody has an off day. Like, you can't be perfect all the time. You need to remember to like be in harmony with yourself and like actually love yourself and give, you know, allow yourself to be confident. The brightest of all thoughts reside in sun yellow, as natural radiance stems from pure integrity. See, you're going to be like glowing. You're going to be radiating like lights, which is why all these people are going to follow you. And it's because it comes from pure integrity, like wanting to show people the way. Be honest and forthright no matter what. With the energy of the sun, a miracle awaits. You instinctively know what is authentic. Trust this. Being a light, lighting the way for others, coming miracles, integrity, gifts, reward. This keeps coming through. There's something here about like a reward for doing this. Like, you may even be worried that if you get into this, I don't know, that you'll lack money or something. You won't. It's almost like you're going to be rewarded financially by the universe from doing this. Yeah, you have faith again. Look, you have the lilac, strengthen your faith. You have the Hierophant, which is about faith, and you have faith. This card has come out so many times in the reading. See how it's like a little bit of the forest is lit up, right? Because they're showing you a little bit of the journey. You know, they've given you like some kind of insight into what it is you want to do, or they're showing you like a little bit of the way. And I said this in the other readings too. They often don't show you the whole way at first for a number of reasons. Like maybe number one, if you knew what you were supposed to do, you would undermine yourself and fuck it up, right? You know, like if somebody told you when you're not feeling very confident, if somebody told you you're supposed to be a leader, you would be like, get out of here, I'm not doing that. I hate public speaking, I don't like being in the spotlight, nobody would listen to me, get out of here, right? So they show you bits of it at a time, right? They're only going to show you enough that you can handle at the time, okay? So you may not know exactly where this journey is going yet, but it's really, really important to keep the faith that Spirit knows what is best for you and that there is a plan here. Also, sometimes they just want to see that you have faith in them. What else for Sagittarius, please? What else for Sagittarius, please? You have love. Okay, so you're going to be doing this out of love, all right? You're going to be doing this out of love for like humanity, for wanting to see other people succeed, and you're also going to be surrounded by love. Like, when you start sharing your knowledge, like sharing this gift, whatever it is, with other people, you're going to be in a community of love. Like if you've been feeling like you don't fit in, or like you've kind of lost a few friends recently, like maybe you had a spiritual awakening and you kind of lost all your friends or something, because that happens as a thing, you're about to come in out of the cold into some kind of community. You're some kind of leader. Persevere. Now actually what I want to say about that is, see how it steps? If I can get the camera to focus. See how it steps leading up to a mountain? I feel like you're showing people the way. Because that 10 of Wands, like in the Witch's Tarot, it's actually showing a little person with like carrying a lot of sticks on his back trying to get up the hill. I feel like you're going to be showing people how to release burdens from their back, to get higher up the hill. Like the community, you're going to be showing them their own gifts. You're going to be teaching them. And it helps them get up the hill. Like you're going to be showing people the path. That's what I see. You have perspective here. Yeah, so this is all about perspective. Like this opportunity is going to come in, and your perspective on the opportunity is very important, because on the one hand, you can let this kind of shy, timid part of yourself win and be like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I don't want to be a leader. I don't want to do public speaking. I can't do that. I'm not good enough at this. I'm not doing it. On the other hand, you could embrace this kind of bold, sassy side of yourself, which is the true self. That's your true self. Not this like shy, not wanting to be seen, hiding part of you. That's not your true self. That is nobody's true self. That has come from things that you have experienced in this life. You may have brought it in from a past life. Okay, but that is nobody's true self. Like obviously some people are more introverted, but that's not the same as not wanting to be seen. That's different. So, you know, I feel like there's like a perspective here. It's like, are you going to seize the opportunity as like something to help you grow? You know, or are you just going to let it pass you by because you kind of talk yourself out of it? Because, you know, honestly, 3 years ago, before I started this channel, I could not speak into a camera. Like it took me so long to be able to like open my throat chakra enough to be able to speak to you on camera the way that I do now. I also went into teaching abroad because I used to be cripplingly shy. I would not open my mouth to say 2 words to people unless I'd had a drink, right? I mean, with my friends, obviously, but like if you had put me in front of a group of people and said speak, oh my god, I would have run out of the building and started crying probably. But you know, once you do it and you do it and you do it and you do it, I actually found I was pretty good at public speaking, because like something switches on inside you, right? And you just do it. So, and like the more that you do it, the more comfortable that you get with doing it, right? So it is a choice, you know, is what I want to say. And we're going to get one more from this deck. You know, the song they just put in my head is Kate Bush, Keep Running Up That Hill. I feel like there's something here, like you're going to show people how to get up the hill. Like, or make it easier for them to get up the hill. Like you're showing people the way. You're some kind of light. You're teaching people something. One more from this deck. You have balance. You know what? I'm not sure that's the right card. Give it to me again, Spirit, please. One more from this deck, please. Thank you. You have emotional. You're actually going to be, this is actually more about becoming calm. Once you start to listen to these messages that are coming in for you, it's going to make you a lot more calm, because it's going to make you a lot more confident. And once you start to harness, because there's like a fire inside you, right, that needs to be harnessed. It's not getting an outlet, which may be why you feel kind of, I don't know, maybe you're feeling frustrated, maybe you feel like always just a little discontented, you know, like maybe you have a little too much energy, or you're never quite satisfied or something. And I feel like it comes from once you start teaching people whatever this is, you're going to be very calm. See how it's like a really calm, there's not like a ripple on that water, right? I feel like this is what's going to happen. And it's going to lead to something really great. You have, excuse me. Sorry, Sag. You have fun and joy have just come out together. So this has come out underneath expectations and discovery. Your guidance is to take some time to enjoy yourself, relax and find your sense of humor, treat things lightly. Excuse me, fun brings lightness of spirit. Excuse me, and the most difficult situation can be eased if you see the funny side of things. So cultivate a sense of the ridiculous. Some of you might become comedians. That would certainly be like a burden off people's backs, right? Some of you might actually be comedians because Sagittarius are very, very funny. So cultivate a sense of the ridiculous. How can you bring play, laughter, and fun into your social life, your relationships, your work life? When you have fun, the angels rejoice, for there is nothing they love more than joy, play, humor, and laughter. Affirmation, I master my emotions. And you have joy, which has come out underneath miracle, which is about bringing joy and light to people's lives. Joy springs from a sense of connection to the divine. All right. And is a quality which illuminates you. So yeah, it's something to do with your sense of humor and your joy as well. Like you're going to be giving it to other people. This is the reason that you have, like, once you start really acknowledging that you're getting all these messages from the divine, it's going to bring you a lot of joy. Excuse me. And I feel like you're going to be giving it to people, like you're going to be giving fun and joy to people in some way. So it could be like you're a teacher, but you're really, really funny. Like maybe you have like a DIY channel on YouTube, but you're also really, really funny. Do you know what I mean? Your angel guidance is to cultivate this quality, joy, by seeking the divine in every situation. Look beyond the surface and seek the light in the heart of each person. Then you will become aware of the wonder of creation and joy will ignite your life. Delight in everything, for joy is a key to enlightenment. Enjoy life. Affirmation, I find joy in everything. Also, see how she's sniffing a rose there? I want to say it's like when you fully release the need to seek other people's approval, you start to really smell the roses in life, and it's going to lead you to some kind of discovery of the self here. And you're going to start to have a lot more fun as well. Like it's really going to, you're really going to come into a period of growth here. But you have such light. You're about to really start like lighting the way for other people. And it's definitely something, it's something to do with teaching. Like you're going to be teaching something is what I want to say. But also part of it is like, you do have such a good sense of humor and like you're so, because Sagittarius are like that, you know, like very usually, obviously like everyone suffers from depression at some point, right? Or like has their off days, but you know, generally I feel like Sagittarius are like a really fun kind of happy sign. So I feel like there's also something where you're giving that to people, you know, and it's something to do with like a creative outlet. I feel that's really important for you. So I'm going to leave that there, Sag. I just want to say to close, like, yeah, definitely there's some kind of opportunity coming towards you. Make sure you take it, all right? Don't let that shy, timid part of yourself take over, because I promise you, you can fight it, because I've done it myself. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there, Sag. I hope it was useful. I hope it resonated and you enjoyed it. If it did, and you feel like liking and subscribing for me, you know, I would appreciate that very, very much. It makes such a big difference for me. And many blessings, Sag. Love and light.